There's a new bill in Congress that was introduced this week by Republicans that would force all employers to electronically verify the legal status of their employees. We're here with Ali Noorani, Executive Director of the National Immigration Forum, a pro-comprehensive immigration reform group in Washington. Ali, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
On the face of it, the idea of asking that employers verify the legal status of the people they may or may not hire doesn't sound too crazy. Why are you against it?
Well, e-verification, as a program on its own, is an enforcement program that would require, like you said, employers to verify their legal status.
In other words, going to the computer,
right,
putting somebody's name, and seeing what comes out.
It seems to make sense, but it doesn't solve the problem.
Why?
It doesn't solve the problem because the undocumented immigrant worker, if I'm undocumented and my employer says, I have to verify your status, I will leave the job, but I will go and get another job with an employer who will not ask my status, who will pay me less money, who will exploit me on the job. And at the end of the day, not only do I lose, but the employer who's trying to play by the rules, he or she loses as well. So E-Verify on its own does not solve the problem. That's why E-Verify has to be a part of a legalization package like comprehensive immigration reform. If it's teamed with legalization, then it works. Without legalization, it does nothing more than create more problems. It actually costs a small business a lot of money to implement. It pushes people off the tax rolls because, again, that crooked employer is not paying payroll taxes. And at the end of the day, no new jobs are created. If we legalize people, make taxpayers of all employers and all workers, we create a new tax base that is then fed back into our economy and is a growth strategy. That's what we need, is growth strategies, not programs that create more problems.
This week we had the first Republican debate for presidential candidates. What do you think of it as it relates to immigration?
Republicans are trying to thread this needle of respecting states' rights, but not doing it, not saying like Tom Tancredo did 4 years ago, that all immigrants need to be deported. So the Republican candidates for president are trying to have it both ways. They're trying to tell their far right-wing base that states' rights are important, but they're trying to tell Latinos that, yes, we like immigrants. At some point, they're going to have to pick a side. At some point, Republican candidates for president are going to have to say they are for or against comprehensive immigration reform.
In 30 seconds, does President Obama have Latinos in his pocket, which is going to win easily the Latino vote? Not that easily.
President Obama does not have Latino voters in his pocket. Republicans do not have Latino voters in their pocket. I think Latino voters have to reach into their pocket and say, which candidate is going to pay attention to what I need in terms of immigration reform?
Ali Noorani, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.